Hello, ghost fans, hunters, and skeptics. Today is Wednesday, October 10th, 2018, and it's a couple holidays today. We have National Mental Health Day, Decorating Cake Day, and some holiday I can't pronounce. Navaratiri. It's apparently one of the Hindu holidays held in honor of the divine feminine Devi, and it looks fairly interesting, very colorful, and it's something we'll probably talk about in the couple of coming weeks. While you're waiting, remember to hug a drummer today. Don't forget to beat to that drum. Anyways, I am your fun, love, hugging of a drummer host, Phoenix, the unpaid intern. And with me tonight, I have Becky.
Yeah?
Hi.
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 I'm Googling stuff.
Anyways, and aside from that, we are here. And we have a great show planned for you tonight, as we do every show. Now sit back, relax, and allow us to be your guide into the familiar unknown. Alrighty, Skeptic. So, tonight's topic. It's a little different than usual, but not quite much so. We are here tonight to talk about witches. Becky?
What? What about witches?
Any input? We're talking about witches tonight.
I'm not a witch.
I didn't say that. Gosh. What is this? Witch trials?
I don't know. Don't throw me in a lake, because I will definitely sink.
Are you sure you're not the same weight as a goose or a duck?
No, more like an elephant.
Wow, Becky. Anywho,
Hey, I'm honest.
so we know witches as they are green, horny, full of like the horns and the warts and the green skin,
No.
long noses.
Those aren't what witches are like.
But
Only in the movies.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. And and Hans Christian Andersen probably.
Probably. I don't know though. I've seen some people who I swear they look like a green, long nose, worded witch.
No, only in the fairy tales.
Only in the fairy tales?
Yeah. Hey, what's that on the computer?
Oh, that there. That is apparently prehistoric art from Las Carvix Caves, France. And it's showing an animal-headed shaman. Well, what this is, it's just a little snippet of supposed to be the whole picture. I couldn't find the whole picture. But it's supposed to basically be like this dude, and he's doing shamany things, and he doesn't quite have the head of a human-like person.
That'd be your sister.
That would definitely be rated. She definitely doesn't have like
Look
a
at her
human
right
head.
now. She's like studying across from us, and she's all contorted.
Oh yeah, on the other side of the production booth window.
What's that? Is that her finger?
What is that? A second finger?
It sure is.
Oh geez, she's pointing at us now, both of us.
Yeah.
Oh, don't burst into flames.
Evil eye. We're watching you, Raven.
So, what is a witch?
What is a witch? Well, it depends on who you're talking to.
Well, according to the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, it is one that is accredited with usually malignant supernatural powers, an ugly old woman, a charming or alluring girl or woman, an adherent of Wicca, or the Witch of Magnesia. What are you laughing at?
I don't know nothing.
It can also be used as a verb to affect injuriously with witchcraft, or to influence or beguile with allure or charm. These are a lot of really strange definitions. Most of them mean nothing to me. There's only like 3 of them that make sense to me, and it's like charming, Wicca, and scary old ladies. Yeah, scary. If there's a scary old lady comes at me, she has a really long nose and a wart on her.
See, your dad, see what happened to him is I cast a spell on him, and I was charming, and alluring, and then I had babies, and it changed the whole scope of things. So,
But like, do you know anything about the Witch of Magnesia?
No, I don't.
All right, that's something else we'll have to talk about.
Fine, tell me about it.
I don't know yet. But we are here to talk about things tonight. So, I did want to bring up this lovely picture made back in 1510 by Hans Baldung. And I don't know too much about it, but I do know that this guy painted it, or actually it's made on wood and such. And it's a pretty interesting photo, pretty interesting piece of work here. So there's this cauldron down in the center, and there's these ladies who are all around it, and you can see animals here and there, you can see a skull. It's pretty interesting stuff. And you got this lady up on this goat thing riding around with what looks like another cauldron with a baby inside of it. With his legs sticking up. Those are chicken legs. She might have had a good trip to KFC. But this masterpiece is one of this Hans Dude's best-known prince. It was produced soon after his move to Strassenburg in Nuremberg, where he had worked as a journeyman with Albert Dürer from about 1503 to 1507.
Okay.
So the tone block for this woodcut is sometimes printed in an orange-brown casting, a hellish glow unto the center of the scene. Here, the use of a gray tone block creates an atmosphere of nocturnal gloom, from which the three witches emerge. Those would be the ladies around the cauldron there. And they're gathered around this steaming cauldron of flying unguent. Ungent? Tom's usually here to back me up on this stuff, the whole pronouncing things.
You put me in a bad seat, okay? That's all I can say, and I can't see anything. And I didn't think I'd need my glasses for something so close.
Anywho, the flickering headlights, where the white of the paper is exposed, give three-dimensional presence to forms that would otherwise be engulfed.
Right now. The reason Tom isn't here is because, you know what? He is stuck on a bus somewhere in Cleveland. And he cannot find his way home. He is lost.
Did you cast a spell on him so he'd get lost so you could be on the show tonight?
No. He's having to work. And then he got on a bus and he hasn't come home yet.
Anywho, by continuing the modeling of the dark hatching strokes within wherever we may be, you can see powerfully defined the volumes of the monumental nudes, the blasted tree, and the solid coils of steam that support the witches as they ascend into the night air. The interest in witchcraft in the German-speaking countries was especially strong at the beginning of the 16th century, heralded by the publication of 1487 of the Malleus Maleficarum, also known as the Witch's Hammer, by Hendrik and Kammer and Jacob Springer, which was reprinted 14 times before 1520. But now for something different. Becky, what do you know about shamans?
Shamans, well, I don't consider them witches.
Well, what are they?
To me, a shaman, because of my Indian heritage, I consider a shaman it usually was a man. I'm sure there are some Indian tribes that allowed women, who he was like the medicine man, basically. And they sort of like was a right-hand person to the chief of the tribes. Now there's also shamans in other countries that are, they do different things also. They lead prayer. They lead sacrifices.
Like what type of sacrifices?
Well, it's just like I was watching Vikings, and they had their priests or shamans or whatever you want to call them. They were sacrificing humans, and they were sacrificing animals. So, as far as I know, American Indians only did animals.
That's something a lot of people don't know, is that Native Americans did kind of sacrifice animals.
Yeah. For them, it was a bigger thing, though, to, get, they had it for their food. And they didn't just kill for no reason.
Right, like, whenever I was going through school, before a lot of the stuff started getting, taken out of our education, one of the things I remember was, taking in Ohio in its pupil class. And in it, we learned a lot about how the Native Americans who lived in Ohio acted and worked and did their thing. And one of the things was they did not hunt for sport. And when they killed, it was like they killed for their gods.
Yeah. And then,
they thanked their gods for it.
I had a flash thought and I lost. I should have written it down here so I'd remember. Also, I know what it was. As for like, predated before Jesus Christ was, the Jewish people, they also did sacrifices. They would, lambs and rams, they would do that, and then they didn't have to do it, supposedly after Jesus Christ died on the cross. So, his sacrifice was supposed to take care of all the sins. And this, what they were doing, it was paying for sins.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how things like that cross between religions.
Yeah, and you had, we won't go into it, but I'm sure there got to be somebody out there listening that knows what a Death Eater is. And that would happen whenever people would die and they would have the wakes. And it's a very a culture that I grew up from. And we had Death Eaters that would eat the sins. The Sin Eaters. There's a couple different names for them.
Well, I know Merriam-Webster dictionary here says they're like a priest or priestess who uses magic for the purpose of curing the sick, divining the hidden, and controlling events. And the second definition is one who resembles a shaman. I thought you weren't allowed to use the word you're describing in the definition. I could have sworn this was part of growing up, was you weren't allowed to use the word you're defining in the definition.
So you want to talk about shamans or you want to talk about witches?
I want to talk about both of them because I think they're different and yet the same.
Well, as far as I know, none of the shamans I ever really met that I consider a true shaman, they do healing, but they don't cast spells. Now, some of the witches I've met, yeah, especially, some of them do some spells. And, I don't want, I have a lot of Wiccan and pagan friends, and, I love them all, and, they all do different things differently. There's different groups of them, and they do different things. There's also, like, out of Italy, the Befana.
Right. Which I feel like we talked about that like 2-3 weeks ago.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
That was what Dad obviously.
Not much though. It's like we kind of touched on it about like the cultural differences and like Halloween and such, and like there was the burning of the effigy we were talking about one week in the one city, and it kind of like moved into Befana a little bit because we lived there. Yeah. But why did they burn Befana? Because I don't remember this, and I think that's something kind of more up your wealth of knowledge.
Well, the Befana, she was usually the old woman in a village, and she knew about all the herbs and how to use them to keep people healthy. Sometimes she was even a midwife, I believe. In the area we lived in, they would make them because they didn't want to, burn and kill their witch that was taking care of them, right?
Right.
And so what they did is they built this, like a scarecrow type witch. And they take her out, stick her up on a bonfire. And this is an Aviano area of Italy. There's a base there. And there's a whole bunch of wineries there. And their whole economy depends on these
wineries.
These vineyards. So they would set these witches on fire, and they used a lot of the old stuff that came off the the vines that were no good anymore, that they had trimmed off, and trees and plants that were dead. And this bonfire was so huge that that it was the size of a house. And it was awesome to see. But the smoke, oh my gosh, the smoke that was created by they were burning this, little tiny scarecrow witch, which was kind of funny. Such a big fire for such a little witch. But if it blew against the mountain, I believe it was, Raven, you remember, was it bad luck? Yeah, if it blew inward, it was bad luck. And if it blew out to the ocean, it was good luck.
That makes sense, because it's like if let's say you put all your bad feelings and such inside the stuff that you're burning, and the smoke from the fire you're burning comes back to you. It just means all those negative things are coming back.
The problem was, because the base was it was right there by the mountains, right? And 1 year, the smoke all blew towards the mountains, and it shut the base down from the smoke. And this is how much smoke it was for like 4 or 5 days.
That's hilarious.
The fires, the guys are pilots.
This is an Air Force base.
Yeah, and it was also it's an Italian base that we borrow, and their people couldn't fly and our people couldn't fly. Nobody could fly in, nobody could fly out.
That would suck, especially if you were coming there and suddenly you're like, oh, we can't do this, you have to go somewhere else because there's a giant smoke cloud let off by the locals.
Yes. So, and that was I believe it was in February, on the 6th of February. No, January 6th. I take that back.
And I was like, I felt like that was something that was really close to the New Year's and Christmas and stuff.
Yeah, it was January 6th.
Yeah. That's something I vaguely remember. Was like we had just said we did fireworks and stuff, and then there was burning stuff.
There was a American person who I can't remember. I was trying to find the books before I came over here. There was an American person that Ancestry. She
draw a bunch of books?
Actually, I think it was a young man. But anyways, I'll find him sometime. And I bought all the books, and it was stories about the Belafonte. And it was kind of neat having that and buying the books actually there by, an American author that, had traced their ancestry,
To the area. I remember actually reading one of those books, and it was, she had, an apprentice or something, and the apprentice had, wanted more spaghetti to feed the town or something. And she accidentally flooded the town, and so Belafonte came in and she's like, what the heck are you doing? Because she was out of town getting stuff. And she's like, what the heck did you do? And she fixed it.
So is that people talking to us?
That is Pika's. This is Shirley and Brian, or Brain.
I don't know, I can't see that far away.
We have Brain and Shirley.
Brain?
Brain, he's one of my buddies.
Oh, he would be one of your buddies.
Shirley, hello. Welcome to the Skeptic Sanctum.
Brian. My cat just got friendly with me, and she's a black cat, everybody.
Tonight with us here in the studio, we have a black cat.
Named Sombra.
Which apparently, as I've been told by her previous owner, is supposed to be Spanish for darkness. So, it fits her perfectly. Except for the fact where she's super cuddable, likes to scream at things randomly, and will, sleep on your face.
You scared the crap out of me just now.
Yeah, right?
Doing the Halloween thing.
Yeah. Black cats are the life of us. Oh, what else is there?
There's good witches.
Yeah, so what is a good witch?
A good witch is someone who's not really into doing witchcraft, but magical things seem to happen around them.
Like what? Just things in general?
Yeah, just special things happen to them. Sometimes they just kind of walk in a room and something magical might happen, then everyone goes, wow, that didn't happen till you got here. Or sometimes they have special gifts. Like me and a medium.
Yeah, right.
Being able to see spirits.
It's what are some of the things witches use?
They use crystals. They use certain stones. They like using wands. We have a friend named John Shehady who he makes these things and sells them.
Yeah, he makes really cool staffs too, like walking
awesome
sticks.
Staffs.
Walking sticks too.
Yep.
He likes working on things, and it's pretty cool. So
and then we have like Bert and Bonnie. We're going to be out at their junkyard here in a few weeks.
now talk about that real quick.
Talk about that.
Talk about the junkyard.
Well, let me pull that up on my Facebook here, because the ad is on there, and I can just read off of that.
I know it's next weekend.
Yes.
And
Yes, it's next Friday. Let me pull it up here so I can read it. Whee.
by Sites from Someone.
Okay.
Sites of Ohio.
Sites of Ohio. That's another ghost hunting team, just like Lantern Paranormal. This is Site of Ohio. I just actually talked to them today. They are going to be doing a ghost hunt there. And if you go onto our Facebook page, you can order tickets. Or you can also answer a question and win some free tickets.
Ooh, don't know what that question's going to be yet.
No, we don't. You're going to wait for that question?
We're going to wait till we don't know something.
Okay. And then, but that's going to be on Friday the 19th. We're going to be going there. And let's see. And then, what else was I supposed to be talking about? The next event too?
Yeah, I know we're going to be in PA again sooner or later, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to be at the 2018 Fall Paranormal Psychic Fair, and you know the name of the hotel.
Conneaut!
Yeah, don't we work as a team?
Yeah!
I always have trouble pronouncing that for some reason. But we'll be going there, and that's on Saturday, November 3rd and 4th. And we're going to be there the whole weekend. We're going to go out down on Friday and be there on the 3rd and 4th. Raven will be there doing readings. I'll be doing something different than what people normally used to me doing. And Phoenix and Tom and Tech Guy Mark will be running the show. And we'll have to be careful because that's a Pokemon Community Day, and I think your dad's probably going to sneak out on you. Whereas I'm going to be good. And I also think I'm going to be doing a lecture on angels.
On angels?
Yes.
What type of angels? Or do we have to wait till then to find out?
I'm basically going to do a lecture about the angels I've seen my whole life. And how they kind of got me through to where I am right now.
So Shirley wants to know, Becky, like I already gave her my answer, but she had to take her cat to the vet today, and she's picking her up on Friday, and wants to know if we'll have the cat on the show.
No, because she can't go to the hotel with us.
No, just in general. Just like on the show.
I don't know. That's your cat. You tell me. I know Raven's two black cats.
Well, Shirley wants to know if her cat can be on the show.
If she can meow.
Okay, there we go. Shirley, you have your answer.
As long as she can meow and make a noise, she can be on the show.
And you can send us pictures.
Yeah, and I'm going to turn this
We appreciate cat pictures.
sideways on my phone so maybe I can see it better. No. Something else I wanted to talk about, because it'll be coming up here soon, is Drake Bowman. I know all of you guys know him. He does the paranormal ghost tours at the Carnegie Library of Homestead in Pennsylvania. Well, that's going to be coming up on one weekend only this year, on Friday, October 26th, and Saturday, the 27th. So if you also go to our Facebook page and look that up, you will see how, the information you need to go. And for you in the local area of, we're based basically here in Northeast Ohio, from out of Parma and Brecksville area, it's only a 2.5-hour drive?
To where again?
To Homestead, Pennsylvania.
It's like a 2-hour drive, a little less, a little more.
It's close to Pittsburgh. So if you go to Pittsburgh, Annie, you know that it's not too far.
Yeah, that's really not a bad drive either, except for when you if you're taking toll roads, it's really weird and really sudden because then you have to pay $6. But aside from that, it's a really nice drive.
Yeah, and it's his team posting it, Oakmont Paranormal Society. So So go to our Facebook page and you can find out more information about it. Actually, anything we talk about, you can go to our Facebook pages. You can go to Lantern Paranormal or Skeptic.
So I had some information wrong from Shirley. I wasn't keeping up quite enough with the chat. And she was like, no, not my cat, Shahadi. And I'm like, but the cat. So yes, we will, if he ever wants to, once we have everything all set up, we will let him on the show.
Who, John Shahadi?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Him and Tom can just have like 2 hours, ramble on about whatever they want to talk about. Because we'll probably start 30 minutes over and end 30 minutes late. Because that's how Tom and Shahadi get along.
Yes. Now, we are doing on Halloween, even though I can't find any advertisement for it right now. Gregory Nicholson, he's a medium. He will be doing a seance at the Farmer House, right?
Fathom?
Yes.
Isn't that over like in Richfield, Brecksville?
Yes.
Yes. It's a really big, cool house, and that says something about hats and.
Yeah, we'll be doing that for him, and that's on the 31st, Halloween. He asked that as soon as he knew we were starting the show over again. He's like, "Yes, another seance by you guys." Yes.
He loved it last time, and this time, I think we're gonna have to get a security camera.
You think so?
I think a security camera will work so much better than a webcam. Simply for the fact that they're plug and go and then most of them are IR.
We'll have to see.
So we'll see. No, Shirley, don't work all the weekends. Working all the weekends is bad.
Yes, Shirley. What time do you get off, Shirley?
Well, we wait for her to reply. So, what about U.S. witches?
U.S. witches.
I know it's something in Massachusetts.
We had the Salem trials. You're talking about mystery witches, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about like Salem witch trials. What was that?
Well, some people say they really were witches, and then other people say it was just some young girls kind of went nuts for whatever reason. Maybe they were eating the mushrooms or something.
I think that's what they ended up finding was there was a yeast or something, or
fungus in the well.
It was either yeast or fungus. We're pretty sure it's a fungus that was growing in the wells in the area or the town local well. And
so otherwise they were tripping, right?
They were all tripping balls.
Yeah, and there's been all kinds of movies about it. It's really neat because
what was the name of that movie?
It was The Crucible. But I can't remember who starred in it though. I gave the answer away. Whoopsie.
Long story short,
this was my idea. I'm around to mess it up.
Becky was going to.
But hey, we still can't remember the star of the movie. Crucible.
Well, anyway, don't interrupt as I'm going to spill the beans. We are going to let the Crucible be the answer to win a pair of tickets to our next weekend junkyard extravaganza over at Midway Metaphysical with Ohio Sites, or Sites of Ohio. The answer was going to be the Crucible, but we don't know who the star of the show was, or the movie. And this is the one where it was based off of the play that most of us had to read in high school, or 8th grade, middle school.
There were 3 big stars.
Yeah, honestly, the girl, the chick who played...
The chick, and the wife, and the star.
Yeah. The dude... So, if we all remember, it was Elizabeth, Abigail, and the daughter of the reverend, or the priest of the town. Those were the 3 chicks, and I believe it was either Elizabeth or Abigail. Actually, I think it was Abigail who was the troublemaker, and she did really good in this movie. Like, it was wild. But she was, I think, portrayed as like a 16-year-old girl in the movie because it was a little weird for how they had it going on.
Yeah.
It turned out that it was supposed to be like a love affair thing going on between her and the older guy. I think was he John in the movie?
I think that's what it was. But either way.
Yeah, either way.
If you can give us the 3 names of these...
Just the dude. Just the name of the gentleman.
So we want the name of the gentleman.
That's it.
That's it.
From the Crucible.
From the Crucible.
The main male star from the Crucible, the movie.
And then... I used to go there all the time to Salem.
Yeah, you mentioned this earlier, right?
Yeah, this was before you were born. And I have to tell you, it's worth, whether you believe in witches or don't believe in witches, it is just an awesome place to go. It's a nice tour place to go. If you like wanting to go to Boston, shoot up to Salem, Massachusetts, because it is really awesome. They have a really nice museum there that actually the museum it's a metro type museum, and it's not about the witchcraft at all. It's about the seafaring ships and ships lost at sea, and it's about the sailing industry from that time period, which is very interesting. Whaling ships, and so. And then they use that then to bring stuff in from other places for their local people to see, just like our museums do here. And then down in the actual old town of Salem, they have all kinds of shops to go to. They have tourist type shop,
baby,
and then they also have lots of museums. And in the museums, it's sort of like a wax museum. You go through and things play and tell you the history of it, and then there's cemeteries, and there's like a trail to go on. And you follow the trail, and then the old buildings you can go in, and there's a tour guide that tells you stuff, and it's kind of nice. And we went there. We took Raven there one time because she was very little. We took her trick-or-treating there. And oh my gosh, Halloween there is awesome. And talk about witches.
Oh yeah.
And then of course there's a lot of people there that they practice everything from modern day devil worship to witchcraft, pagan, and Wiccan, and so. And then there's just some weirdly weird people, too.
Yeah. So, to sum up what happened in Salem, without giving any definite answers to why it happened, the general assumption was there's these 3 girls who were experiencing fits and other mysterious maladies, and the doctor concluded that these children were suffering from effects of witchcraft. These girls took this idea and they ran with it. So they gave up names of people who potentially were the ones who made them suffer. These ladies are crazy. So later on, a couple days or about a month later, Sarah and Tituba, an Indian slave from Barbados, became the first Salem residences to be charged with the capital crime of witchcraft. Later, Tituba confessed to the crime and and aided the authorities in finding more witches in Salem, whether or not they actually were or not. Because a lot of people are pretty sure she probably lied about it just to get herself out of trouble. I wouldn't blame her, really. I wouldn't do the same thing, but I don't blame her. So eventually, after a while, the afflicted people grew. Apparently more people were being affected by witchcraft, and over 150 women and some men from the Salem village and the surrounding areas were being accused of satanic practices. And it wasn't until almost 6 months later, or 3 months later, somewhere in that range, the Special Court of Oyer and Tamirner convened in Salem under Chief Justice William to judge the accused. And the first to be tried was Bridget Bishop of Salem, who was accused of witchcraft by more individuals than any other defendant. Bishop, known around town for her dubious moral character, frequent taverns, and dressed flamboyantly by Puritan standards, and was married 3 times. She was later hung. Another one was Giles Corey. He was apparently a sweet old big dude, and he was executed by crushing. And these were just some of the things that happened to people. They were either hung, crushed, drowned, I think, and the things of that sort. And people don't know if it was witchcraft. A lot of people would like to believe that's what it was, and a lot of people want to say it was like hallucinogens from the fungus that grew in the well. We don't know. But there's something that a lot of people don't know and still believe to this day. Salem didn't have one practice that Europe did have when it came to executing witches. And a lot of people probably wouldn't guess it. That's why I'm going to mention it tonight. They didn't burn them.
Yeah, a lot of people believe they were burned at the stake.
To this day, of historical figures, no one who was accused of witchcraft and punished for it, whether it be execution or not, was ever burned at the stake in the U.S. Which I find is actually kind of amazing, because growing up until even a few years ago, I thought most, if not all, the witches that were ever accused and punished were burnt at the stake here in the U.S. I didn't think they were hung. I didn't know about Giles, who was crushed. I think being crushed to death is probably a lot more painful than being burned to death, because at some point you're just kind of there and you can't breathe and you can't do anything. But when you're being burned alive, that's just, you're flailing around and you're trying to escape from the flames. And I know at some point heat turns to cold.
Yeah, and you're also hoping that you die of smoke inhalation too.
Yeah, you'll eventually pass out because you can't breathe. Where if you're being crushed, there's a chance you're still breathing till the very bitter end.
Most people would, I believe, they go into shock when they're on fire.
Yeah, and that's why, whenever you hear about the monks who burn themselves to deaths, sitting completely calm and whatnot, that's usually how they did it, if I remember correctly, is they forced themselves to go into, a meditative shock.
Well, Sombra's back, demanding attention. She thinks it's more important that instead of us talking, that she get loved on.
Well, it is almost that time.
Is it her bedtime?
No, it's almost the end of the show.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It is?
Yeah.
Let's see, do I have any other announcements I'm supposed to make?
Are we going anywhere else this season?
Only ghost hunt other than what we're going to do this year. Next year, the only thing I have planned so far is Tony B, because I'm not sure how to pronounce his name properly yet, from, oh my goodness, I had that written down with his, oh, darn it, my Facebook just pooped on me. Tony.
I was like,
there it is. Aha. Archangel Paranormal Society.
What are we doing with them?
We'll be going to Waverly. You and I will be going to Waverly with them in April.
And that's all the way down in Kentucky?
Yeah, near I believe Louisville?
Yeah.
Or Frankfurt?
Can't wait. Because Waffle House, Dixie Chili, Florence, y'all.
Yeah. And he's got some stuff going on too that I'm going to be getting together with him. Actually, I think we're planning on trying to get together for coffee or something, and we're going to post some of the information on our page so that people will know about it, because he's got something big going on, and he also has a fundraiser going on. I want to make sure he's going to be showing some movies and trying to make some fundraising money from the movies, and I believe they're going to be down in Canton.
Somber says hi.
Yeah, Somber just spoke. Oh, don't make her scratch me. I'll get you, girl. Whoa, that was a Halloween scream of a cat.
The cat's not happy in the production booth, so we put her back up on her perch.
Heck, I'm not happy in the production booth. I'll never be able to get off this chair.
Oh, well, it's a big, comfy production radio chair. Of course not.
I prefer a chair. But for now, that's all we got planned, because we're taking little tiny baby steps to get back on our feet again.
Yeah, we got our website that's I'm still working on. We have a Discord server now, and that's what we'll be using so far for call-ins. Slowly building that server up, which is it's slowly growing, and the link is going to eventually be on our YouTube channel as well when I get around to it. I think
I do want to make one announcement that Hillview Manor is no longer being managed by Rochelle, and so I don't know who's managing it now, but if you do have it booked, you might want to check in with them, and because we don't know what's going on.
Yeah, just a heads up. Make sure pricing hasn't changed, if your event hasn't been canceled. Make sure if it has been canceled, that you get your money back, type of thing, because that would suck.
Yeah, and then the other thing is Rochelle and Jim, just like we have ours, started a new show, and I don't think I've got it posted yet, but I will be posting it, because would want you to tune into them too, because they're friends of ours.
Yeah, and eventually we'll be on their show, and they'll be on our show, and we'll all have a good time.
And I know that there's a lot of people that also are in the same time slot as us, but you know what? We even though we are also live, we also save stuff, so you can come back if you're watching another show and come back to us and watch us, because we still see you. Shows us that you've watched. But we love it when you watch us live. But I want to also give one of our friends, his mother has had to go in the hospice, and that's the Goose. So I know a lot of you know Goose. So if you could give him prayers for his mom.
Thoughts and prayers for Goose. Thoughts and prayers for their thoughts and prayers for the family.
Yeah, and then for all you people that were praying for Josh for me, for Drake Bowman's son, I want to thank you. All you guys, paranormal friends and family, and even those that weren't paranormal came out and was saying prayers, and always keep that young man in our thoughts. And I appreciate that too. And I always appreciate when I put out there, prayers for somebody in our community, and you guys always pitch in and you're prayer warriors.
I think that's it. After this, we'll skip to the disclaimer.
Okay.
The opinions and facts expressed on the Skeptic Sanctum may or may not be factual, honest, truthful, or shared with anyone with any common sense. They may also not coincide with the beliefs, moral or otherwise, of the patriotic host, the Marxist capitalist co-host, the unpaid interns, or management, whoever management is. The Skeptic Sanctum also reserves the right to refuse service if you are not wearing pants. Tax title and license not included. However, stat valid in the District of Columbia, the Province of Quebec, the Principalities of the Valleys of Andorra, the country of Spain, the state of Michigan, and parts of Western Virginia and Pennsylvania. Thank you all, and have a good night.